Boys, are y'all excited? We've got a new season coming tomorrow. I can't help myself. I know, like, half the things that are about to be introduced is going to break the game, and people are going to lose their mind. But I do want to go over the gameplay that Bungie has put out on these Pinnacle weapons, and we're going to start with the Mountaintop. This is the competitive reward weapon for reaching Fabled, as well as getting a lot of grenade launcher kills. As you know, we've been reviewing a bunch of different nade launchers, specifically Malicious Birthright, on how to get the perfect roll for competitive. We're not going to get into that. Let's talk about this gameplay. So opening up right here, guys, we've got a hunter. He shoots the first shot. As you see, I mean, nearly instantaneous. But again, you can't really tell how fast that's actually moving until we start getting into some greater ranges, right? But it seems to be moving pretty fast. He dodges to get the reload. He shoots the second shot off. Somebody finishes off that second opponent. And then he shoots into the third enemy and kills him. Of course, he's probably rocking 6 Coyote to get the double dodge going. Not a bad strategy there, Bungie. But let's talk about it here, boys. Disregard the beautiful looking hand cannon. First up, the damage value. So he shoots the first shot into this target. And notice we have 2 big numbers pop up. 182 and 146. This is unusual for things like grenade launchers. When you look at something like Malicious Birthright or Fighting Lion, normally there's a big number like that, like the 182, and then there's like a small number, but it's doing a pretty significant amount of damage from that first shot. Now the second shot, he just kind of missed. He hit the ground before he hit the opponent, but it still does a pretty decent amount of damage there. And notice again, the perk there is that whenever it makes contact with the environment, it of course explodes, so it's not going to be bouncing away from your target. So honestly, if you wanted to outplay this nade launcher, being in the open and being in the air is your friend. Now the third shot here. So this shot, I think it doesn't make direct contact. Now as you see, he's using the same strategy. He's shooting at the ground so it does detonate, and the same value of 182 is popping up. And for the most part, 182 is not going to kill your opponents. So it seems that the grenade launcher has to make somewhat direct impact if you're going to get that one-hit KO. Now let me go and give my conclusion on this grenade launcher. It seems that they've taken spike grenades, because spike grenades on something like Malicious Birthright hits 184 damage. It seems they've taken that perk and merged it with proximity grenades, as this thing does detonate on environmental impact. Unless, of course, you go with the sticky grenades. But that's what it seems like. So it's got the damage value, or pretty close to what you get from spike grenades, and merged it there, though, with that proximity detonation. It's probably going to be nasty. I know a lot of people are complaining on Twitter about this being the Pinnacle weapon for next season. You know, I really do understand that grenade launchers, it's not everyone's playstyle, and it is aggravating to go up against someone that is good at using a grenade launcher. I'm honestly going to withhold my opinion on that entire ordeal until after I've gotten this weapon and I've reviewed it. Next up is the Fusion Rifle Loaded Question. It comes with the perk Reservoir Burst. When the battery is full, your next burst deals additional damage and causes enemies to explode. Now, as you see right here, he's rocking Lunafaction boots so that he's always staying at the top end of that magazine, and he's always getting that bonus damage. You'll be able to do the exact same thing with something like a Barricade on our Titan class, all of which will keep you at the top of that magazine to keep getting that bonus damage. The downside to something like this is it's not going to ever be really utilized in PvP, and it really depends on how much ammo you have in your reserves. Again, once you start dipping and start running low on ammo, you won't be able to take advantage of that perk. And again, when I heard the perk itself, I was kind of being hopeful, guys. I thought we were going to be looking at a Pocket Infinity situation. What can I say, man? I'm hopeful. It's got a lot of competition. There's a weapon called Ikelos Shotgun. It's in the same slot. But who knows? Maybe this weapon is doing a hefty amount of damage. I don't have damage values to sit there and compare it to see how much is actually boosting it. I do know it has to be significant. Considering it is a high impact fusion, that charge rate is going to be somewhere between 800 to 900. I believe the only way to really compensate for that, if you're going to make this a DPS weapon, is to just substantially throw that damage up on that initial shot. Like something stupid, like 500% stupid. I can live with that. Now finally, guys, we have the Breakneck auto rifle. This is the Gambit reward weapon. It is a precision auto rifle in our kinetic slot. And guys, again, precision, it's a 450 round per minute auto. It comes with the perk Onslaught, where the weapon's rate of fire increases as you stack Rampage. Now, as you can see here from the gameplay, he's going in right now, man. I mean, just tearing it up. He's got the rally barricade down. He's so confident and he's hip firing now. Now, we see that rate of fire at 3 stacks, and that is crazy. It is shooting so fast. Now, I don't know the rounds per minute that it actually jumps up with each Rampage stack, Some of us has guessed that it's going to go from like the different archetypes of 600, 720, and maybe that third Rampage stack brings it to 900. My educated guess, guys, just looking at it, I think it does go to maybe 600 after that first Rampage stack. And then I think it starts to taper off. Like, I don't think it's quite 720 because the third stack of Rampage honestly looks like 750 rounds per minute to me. Either way it goes, I mean, guys, you're going to have a weapon that is not just hitting what a 450 round per minute auto rifle hits. You're hitting what a 450 hits with Rampage, combined with the different various faster archetypes there for auto rifles. I can only imagine what the time to kill value is going to be for this thing at 3 stacks of Rampage, if it's shooting anywhere between 750 rounds per minute and 900. Like, the first thing that comes to my mind is Doctrine of Passing, but it hits as hard as a Uriel's Gift, right? So just think of it like that. Uriel's Gift shooting as fast as a Doctrine of Passing. That could possibly be this Pinnacle weapon. Now, guys, I will be reviewing all of these in much more depth throughout this week, and eventually we'll get around to doing builds for all of these. The setups I saw today, though, they look pretty good. Like the 6 Coyote with the grenade launcher, that's pretty nasty. The Lunafaction boots with the fusion, as well as the barricade here with this auto rifle. I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on all of these. As far as which one you should prioritize and which one you should go after first, again, I think that comes down to you. For me, I think it's going to be the Gambit weapon, simply because the Gambit weapon looks to be good in both PvE and in PvP. It does require a lot of auto rifle kills, as well as a hefty amount of 40 Gambit games. And there's really no shortcut way of doing that one. Now, really, the fastest one is probably going to be the fusion rifle. If Lake of Shadows is the Nightfall again this week, that will be the fastest method for doing that fusion rifle. Because essentially, guys, all you need to do is do 40 Nightfalls or 40 strikes in combination with a bunch of art kills and fusion rifle kills. But the main thing is the amount of strikes you have to do. So if you keep loading into that Nightfall over and over again, and you speed run it. Les and I were doing it yesterday, and it was taking us around 3.5 minutes, and it was just he and I. We didn't even have a full fire team. So if Lake of Shadows is the Nightfall this week, that will by far be the fastest way to complete that Pinnacle weapon. If it's not, I would probably, I think I'm gonna wait until it comes back through. But again, guys, Sandbox comes first. Tomorrow we're gonna be getting Sandbox changes that Bungie hasn't really talked about. We still have 150 round per minute scout rifles that are supposed to be getting adjusted. You got Way of the Wraith, that super is also supposed to be getting adjusted, and a bunch of other things. So we'll be covering all the Sandbox changes first, and then hit these Pinnacle weapons. So fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.